But we don't see General Museveni going to visit the people of Kisoro up until Bobi Wine challenges him. Because Bobi Wine said that when he went to visit the people of Kisoro, I dare Museveni to come and visit you, or is he ashamed of how he treated General Kale Kayihura?
Mhm. Exactly. Now, another question to answer your question, we should ask ourselves, and I think the two questions, one will give a leg to another one because they are kind of each one-legged questions. Museveni goes to Western Uganda and he does not visit Kisoro, right? But it was until when he comes back to Central Uganda and he listens, maybe he evaluates how dangerous Bobi Wine's comments are to his vote, because there is around 10,000 votes at stake in this district. So it's not that purely populated, but it is an important district, because to win you from your strongholds, normally Museveni wins. He has been winning Western Uganda on a landslide victory. Like it not, it was until maybe FDC came to shake it, but we can consider it is stronghold. He said no. Let me wait, maybe. Was it Museveni's tactic? Right? Because also the question should be, maybe, was Museveni just reserving it for himself? Bobi Wine was reserving Kampala and Wakiso Mkono for him. You get? Was it because now it is nice to do that now? That's why it makes news, even international news, given the fact that Kayihura is on a list of possible sanctions for using Magnitsky Act in the US, and when USA look for you, then other Western countries can use the same measurement to look for your head. You understand? To look for your businesses, and that works for them anyway. So maybe Museveni says, okay, what will I do? But I'll rather not see this as a positive move of Museveni, but I also look at it as an overthrow of rule of law in Uganda. Literally, if is giving Kale Kayihura pardon by just talking to the court martial leaders, just to talk to them, and request them, no, leave him. We forgive those who did. I think is trying to say that even sins when we are judged sins, there are bigger sins and smaller sins. You understand? Or there are some bigger laws and some smaller laws, things like that. So I don't know which kind of scale he's using to weigh why he should forgive Kale or not.
But who should forgive Kale? Let me take you back. Kale was sacked in April 2018 because of the killings in the country, especially murder of women in Wakiso district,
exactly,
kidnaps for ransoms, and assassinations of Muslim clerics and even some government officials. Those are a lot of, and they are deep atrocities. Do they deserve forgiveness? Should these people that were killed, their family members, should they receive justice?
And that makes me sad. First of all, that question, because I was not really remembering, but now I have a clear view. Imagine more than 23 women were raped and killed during that time. But what you should know, in governments like Museveni's governments, people like Kale Kayihura, that position he was holding, they trade in crime, right? And that is bad. Because they don't really care about the safety of the citizens they are supposed to guard, but rather how much can they make during that time. when they kill that woman, different police forces, different army or leaning forces, intelligence organizations benefit from this, right? Go cordon, go check the body, do that, and that's how they see it. It is a business, literally. But to answer your question, to really get a fair payment, a fair feeling to the families, I think there is only one solution in my own view. Once for all, just to have a solution, at least for their families to see freedom, let them vote 7 out. That is the only solution, because you see, even on the charge sheet, that's why I told you early in part 1, guys, if you've not watched part 1 of this video, please find it. It's the one we posted first. Look at it, that Mr. Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, the charge sheet we're seeing here, whatever the court martial is saying, right? There was nothing like he killed or whatever. You get the women. That one is a silent what? Question. I getting that in actual sense what they are presenting to us as a charge sheet is different from what they are.
From what he actually did.
That is the dilemma.
But then another thing that comes up is in 2011, Bobi Wine and General Kayihura, they worked together in a campaign against drug abuse in Kampala.
Exactly, that was.
Then we see a few years later in 2017, when Bobi Wine became an active politician, General Kayihura was the one who was blocking his music concerts. So how did he move from that person campaigning about drug abuse in Kampala to the person blocking the message to go out there?
Now, you've tickled my mind, but as you tickle my mind, allow me to take you back to the history of slavery and the black nation. Many years ago, I think 1500s, the Portuguese and other Europeans were tempted to go and find what they call the Dark Continent, according to John Speake, in quotes, and he wrote a book about it. So they started moving people, and until when then they reached at a level and say no, they are not slaves, they are savages, right? Then World War II came in. World War I came in. The so-called savages, they went to fight for their so-called mother countries, right? Imagine, savages and slaves were immediately promoted into soldiers that can protect their mother countries. Are you getting? So here, it was the same black nation serving, playing different roles according to the master. And that works for who? For the master. Right? So, Bobi Wine, I'm answering the question now. Bobi Wine being a common man and being a good marketeer, then in 2011, I think it was immediately after elections, you get, of course, after beating people, our elections is a violent one. You have to look for something, the way you're going to squeeze people, at least to bring this kind of celebrity to calm them down. And it is for marketing purposes that police needed to have an image like, no, we are not a violent police. Even if they were beating the likes of Besigye walk to work, they wanted to show that, no, we are not violent. We can work with you diplomatically. If we can work with these drug addicts in a smooth, what about you? So now, he was trying to shift a blame on Besigye, that it is actually Besigye who is a bad child at home, is a stubborn kid, right? So get Bobby Wine, do for you PR. So he did it for PR cases, and I think also he used the chance that Bobby Wine maybe was ignorant about what he was doing, or Bobby Wine is innocence. That Bobby Wine he thought is doing it for his group. But I don't think the intentions of Kare then was really good intentions. That's why then, later when Bobby Wine changes and face the realities, that's why he has to be blocked. Because now Bobby Wine was threatening the survival of Kayihura's boss. Am I answering your question? I think I do. Hey guys, if you've managed to get this far in this video, please, we thank you for that. And we also say, can you please subscribe? Please subscribe to our channel so that you give us more energy to make videos like this. And please, we plan to get more programs and more people on this channel, but you have to give us that energy by subscribing. And near a subscription button, there is another arrow, which is a share button. Please, can you share our videos after watching?